Greetings internet, that's
Aye, aye.
MB,
And that's MB.
and we are the Loot Troop. MB, you're a funny guy, I like you, so I'm going to kill you last.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Matrix baby, Matrix.
Yeah.
Right, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
John Matrix people, Commando.
Double hard.
Box this bad boy.
Morpho.
Damn right he is.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
He eats green berets for breakfast.
Yeah. Usual unboxing rules. We'll open it up. Do a 360 around it. Do a bit on the figure. Accessories. So let's see.
Shoebox style
In this. Yeah. Shoebox.
top.
Oh my god. You can
That
see
many.
that.
That many
That's
accessories with it.
accessories.
The lid's packed. Oh.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Somehow.
Someone's going to pay.
It's right. It was me. Not my wallet. For John Matrix. Just put this down there.
Yeah. There's a quick look at the figure. Just with all the plastic cover and everything on. So what we'll do, usual rules, we'll cut off, we'll come back, and then we'll go over all the accessories and everything in the figure, and go over the figure wise in the box.
Look at him.
It's magnificent.
Just look at him.
Absolutely magnificent.
Christ.
I wish I had a plastic body like he does.
Yeah, you should be able to get them just to stick on. Just over what you've got.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in 2.
Back, and oh my god, what a figure this is. Accessories coming out my jacksy. They're everywhere. It's absolutely. We'll go over everything now because
Table spread.
there's quite a lot to mention and to take in.
This took the most amount of time to get a figure out the box that actually doesn't even light up and need batteries in.
Yeah.
It took us the best part of 10 minutes just to lay the accessories out.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's just absolutely crazy. It's like this figure found a little closed shop on the way over from Hong Kong, pinched a tractor, drove it into the front window, pinched an arsenal of weapons, and then got delivered to me by UPS. Just
But he's not wrong.
So it's all laid out. We'll filter the camera across it, and MB will talk you through bits and bobs.
Yeah. Right.
There's the actual layout.
Now, look at that. I mean, you've got everything here. Obviously, you've got your hands, and we'll mention this more when we go on the figure, but the hands and the figure, the material that's on it, like a rubber, actually feel real. They don't feel like plastic. And, you know, your usual trigger hands, fists, open hands, so you can set them up and do your poses however you want. You've
We swapped one out, didn't we, just for the way the
swapped
figure's
one.
set up, but you'll see that when we come to going over it.
Yeah. You've got your claymores, which have got little bits that fold out to dig into the ground and fall off like that because they're only held on by a little thing. But
The
it's a cool
claymores
addition.
to go into the satchels,
Yeah.
but
You got
just
your
everything.
detonators for your claymores there.
Little clips on the detonators move.
Yeah. Binoculars. Shotgun shells, which will go into another accessories that he's got. We'll go across shortly. Some little knives. Watch.
That is unbelievable.
Gun, which has a thing in the chamber, if I can open it. No, I can't, but it does have a gun. Actually has a bullet lodged in the chamber already. You got his big guns, and oh my god, what a size they are. Look at them.
Every
Two
single
guns.
gun, you can pump action the shotgun, can you?
Yeah.
The arm comes out on the Uzi. The actual big one has the lever that comes up there for carrying the handle, and the stock changes. The vest already has the grenades attached. The stand, John Matrix Commando.
Yeah. Look at that bad boy.
That's extended. The actual eye thing lifts up as well with the little glass lens in there, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Detail again, as we've found and as we come to expect, is absolutely fantastic.
What got me with these claymores, they're going inside a bag. They're made to go inside the bag, and they're weathered on the outside.
Yeah.
It's like it's as if they're covered in mud, and it says front towards enemy on there, and back some Missy and Apers mine, which is, you know, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't even know it was.
No, you wouldn't be bothered.
There.
No, you wouldn't be bothered at all. What we will mention though, with the jacket, there is a disclaimer on the little instruction booklet that you get that says if you leave it on the figure for a prolonged amount of time, then the dye in the jacket, due to the material it's made of, could transfer onto the figure. Which, it can be seen one of two ways. If you're one that's going to get your dolls out, your dolls figures, and pose them different ways quite frequently, which I can't see many collectors doing, then it might be a problem. But if not, then you're alright, I would think.
Well, it's a worrying statement. I mean, there's another statement in there that you get with all the figures about keeping the arms close to the body because it could cause damage. So I don't know whether it's just a Hot Toys covering the bases type statement or not, but when you read something like that and you think, well, what I've paid for this figure, it has to be mentioned in these type of videos because that was the only one that caught my eye. Although when I originally started getting the figures, the ones where it says about keeping the arms close to the body was also the same, but like MB's saying, once you get these on show, and I'm planning to have them on show with the vest on and all the stuff, you don't really want to be whipping off his vest after an hour, running up and taking his vest off. So I don't know what that's all about and whether it comes in. If you've got this figure, did you counteract it? Does it run? Does it move? I don't know. Like, it could just be a disclaimer on there for what Hot Toys do, just like I say, to cover the bases, but
Yeah.
why make a figure with a jacket that could come off on the figure? Although it is a different, the figure is made of like a
Yeah, he's made of like
soft material.
a rubber type material. I mean, the thing is with these is they are high quality figures and they're not made to mess about with all the time. You set them up in your poses and that's how it goes. Now, for this figure, you've got to lift his arms and tilt them back past his head to get the vest on. So how many times are you going to do that with the risk that, you know, you're going to damage the rubber and everything on him and the quality of the figure? You're probably not going to. So you're going to set your pose up and that's what you're going to get from it. So yeah, it's nice the disclaimer's there. Maybe you could do something to counteract that a bit, like, I don't know, maybe put a bit of plastic or something inside the jacket and that would stop it. But you know, it's still nice that the disclaimer's there, because if it wasn't and somebody found that, then there'd be absolute hell on. Absolute hell on.
Yeah. So it's just so impressive, the array of accessories.
Yeah, the accessories.
And it's going to be
really
like
good.
the Winter Soldier, where I think pretty much all them accessories are going to sit with the figure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're all, you know, everything's got, you know, little straps and that on, so you can hang them off him either way, and obviously display whatever weapons you want in his hands.
Yeah. And so this is the figure, from top to bottom. We are going to do the pose with the vest, so we haven't added anything, all barring his knife from the end fight with Bennett where he's got his top off. But coming up from the bottom, weathered boots, looks like he's been running across the mud there.
Yeah.
Really good detail on the boots. The camo pants as expected, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The belt, coming up to the body. Like MB said, it's like a squidgy rubber type.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but yeah, it is really a squishy material. I mean, obviously hard mould underneath it, but then with like a rubber on top.
The arms aren't like the other figures where they're jointed. They will be jointed under the rubber, but when you bend the figures, it actually does look like a real arm. It's unbelievable, and the good thing is that the rubber comes down over the joints on the wrist. They're attached to the fists there, which you can see hopefully.
Yeah.
And then up to the head sculpt.
Yeah, the head sculpt is, I think it's fantastic. Nails the look of the young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hair's all moulded. Looks good. Everything about it, it's a really nice quality figure. Really nice.
So we'll have a bit of a break. We'll set him up on his stand. Hopefully the final sort of setup, and then we'll go over it with the accessories and give our last thoughts on the video. Let us know what you think about this figure. I know there's been loads of discussion about the head sculpt especially not being to people's tastes. This is the first Arnie, probably the only Arnie I'll be getting, because it's a film I love, and I can't fault the head sculpt on it. I really can't.
No, I think it's really good.
And but let us know what you think of it, especially with the concern over the vest. We'll get him in the vest with the accessories, and then we'll come back and do a little 360 and give our thoughts. So we'll be back in 2 ticks.
Back, true believers. This has took about 15, 20 minutes to set everything up. It's absolutely crazy, but looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
For all the younger viewers of this channel, that obviously the Avengers have been a massive hit when we've unboxed them, and anything to do with the heroes and villains on the loot crate's gone through the roof. With this one, I was saying to MB the other day, I really don't expect a lot of hits on this video, because it is sort of a totally tight market. You've got to be at that age range to even know what the film is.
Yeah.
But this is absolutely unbelievable. There was some detail went into a figure, the Mandarin that we got through the uniform and whatnot.
Yeah.
This
and that
topples
blew us away.
This absolutely topples that.
Yeah.
It did take a while to get it suited up. Slightly concerned about the vest remark, but either way it's staying on now.
Yeah, and the only other thing with that we've noticed is where the little shotgun shells slot in, one of the seams has
come away,
away, and it came away without putting any force on it whatsoever.
It's really fiddly getting some of the bits in, and with the zips and everything being like they are, you're sort of wary of actually going a bit too rough on him. But what I will say is the little clips underneath the legs are all real metal clips. The clips on the guns are real metal, so they have got, even though they're really dainty, they have got a load of strength in them.
Yeah.
It's not like the plastic and you can just flick them off like we found with the claymores. But it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable figure.
It just screams quality. Absolutely, top to bottom.
I'll show you a close-up of the figure going up and around, and you can have a look at exactly what he looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we've already gone into detail on the boots and the trousers and everything, but as you move up, you're just going to see there's
drop the box in behind, so
yeah,
you can see the lightness based on the box too, which I think, actually looking at the box, I think it's the actual figure itself anyway. But
yeah, probably is. I mean, like we said, in the guns, you've got ammo clips with bullets in, only moulded, they don't come out or anything, but they're there, and it's a nice touch.
the magazine fell out the rifle
Yeah.
when we were getting it together, and I thought, I hope it like slots back in, it's meant to do that. And when we got round to looking at it, it actually has like a bullet in the top of the magazine. It just slots back into the gun.
Yeah, and you can see the clips there, all on little adjustable belts. You can, you can get the right size and everything, but it's just a touch you wouldn't even expect really. And going on to the vest, the detail and
You can
everything
see that
in
shell
there.
just there
is
where
amazing.
it clipped out, popped
Yeah.
out.
All the shells they've gone in there, but it was just that one seam that's come out.
The little zip on the vest worked fine, slightly tight, so the idea that MB had about maybe putting something plastic under there would be a snug fit.
Yeah.
I've no doubts at all you could go on eBay and probably get like a white vest or something to go under there, because you can get that much stuff for the Hot Toys. I was looking and you can get the actual Predator outfit to go on this figure, custom made through eBay, which is unreal. But coming down this other side, you can obviously see the bazooka from the film,
Yeah.
the watch on his wrist,
It's amazing.
and this is pretty much going to be the pose he's going to sit in now on the shelf, all on his lonesome. The head sculpt.
He's a one-man 80s wrecking crew.
And if you,
That's what he is.
You can just see the top of his head there. He's got the slightest little cut on his forehead, which is unbelievable. The face paint, the camo is really good.
Bennett did that.
Yeah.
Gonna cut you, John.
And then we'll come round the back. You can see the remainder of the accessories come down the back of the shotgun. The satchels just cross over.
The Uzi doesn't necessarily go there where it is, but
No,
we've
we
just slotted it in just so it's
Yeah.
out of the way. Cause
There's a load of straps on the back with clips and stuff. And I'm quite certain it'll go somewhere, but we've just put it there for now.
yeah,
Come down the back, you can just see how well made this figure is. It's unbelievable.
the quality on this figure is class. I mean, you don't necessarily see it in the video, but as we were unboxing it, we were blown away by the actual material that the figure's made out of, and purely because it's not one we've come across before with the Hot Toys figures.
And there on the side,
It's a really nice touch.
come on the arms, nice on the wrists where it hides the ball joints, and the binoculars around the neck, really nice. Only one head sculpt with it, but that's pretty much Arnie, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you can't really complain. But the workmanship that's gone in this figure is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to break off. We'll give our last thoughts, tell you what's coming up, and we'll give you our scores. I'll be back.
Welcome back. Final thoughts. Go.
Right, this figure got announced in the middle of a grander scheme plan, and figures have been added to the collection that weren't on the grander scheme plan, but this was a figure that is completely outside of the circle. The best figure by a mile to turn up was Iron Man, but that was the most expensive figure in the collection. This figure, due to, I don't know why, it's shipped direct from Hong Kong through Sideshow, so where you get the charge with FedEx, which can be quite expensive, £32–33 per figure, this shipped, and I had a charge of £12.75 I think to get it delivered, which is, based on the FedEx one, is unbelievable. And it come through UPS, so it smashed the cost of this figure straight down. I think this is right up there with Iron Man. I think this is so close to Iron Man. There was two more figures outside of that came close, and that was Mandarin and Winter Soldier, and they are all really good figures. The whole collection, I mean, we sort of haggled over Black Widow, didn't we? They aren't important figures, they're just figures that sit in the collection. This is one that would just hold its own on the shelf. If people, our friends, came round that are our age, they would pick that figure out straight away.
Yeah.
It is so eye-catching, it is unbelievable. And based on that, I'm going to score it round about par with Iron Man, and I've got to give this figure a 9 out of 10. Because it's one of those where you open the box and your jaw just drops without even actually getting a look at him stood like he is now, and look at him. He's just walked off the screen. He's gonna run around my garden now and shoot loads of mini baddies.
By armies.
Yeah, but obviously you're the Loot Crate dude. You're just seeing this collection build with a different agenda from yourself. So what do you think of this figure?
Jaw-droppingly good. Absolutely blown away. You know, everything as we've come to expect is on there. The quality from the hot toys, it's there. We've spoke about it. We can knock on about it every single video, but it's absolutely class. It is quality. Blown away by the daft thing, like the actual, you know, the feel of the skin and everything on him made by rubber. It's nuts. You wouldn't expect it, but you know, you feel it and you look at it and you can tell it's a different material from, you know, say one of the others up there, and you can't knock the quality of any of the others because it's class.
But when you actually joint it, it doesn't look. It looks sort of real, doesn't it? It looks as though everything's sort of. We never took it all the way up. I don't know how many clicks you'll get out there. I would expect round about 4, but it didn't. It didn't look like it was sort of bent double.
No, I mean you'll get your crease there that you would get in your arm if you bend it normally, and that's probably, you know, how you're going to get it. Just as far as it'll go. If you go any harder than that, then you know you're going to break the figure. But look at it now. It's fantastic. It's like you said, it's eye catching.
Yeah, and you're gonna look at the Avengers and stuff, and it's taken shape. You know, we haven't don't read too much over our shoulders because there's literally just the Guardians behind, sort of set out as it's gonna be. The Avengers are gonna be away, but with him, like I say, people could walk into a room and say, "Oh my God, I go check it out."
I think for that type of comment there, a total head turner, eye catching comment is him and the Iron Man.
Yeah.
The others, you probably comment that they look good, but that and Iron Man would turn heads because they are that good and they look absolutely amazing. And for that, I'm giving him a 10. He's a 10 for me because that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Everything, man. The grenades. We could talk about it for a good hour more.
We could articulate every single point on him, and you know, go on for it. Little grenades hanging off his belt. You know, all the shotgun shells.
The claymores didn't have to be there because they're in the bag.
Yeah.
You're always going to put them in the bag. You're going to display it as this. They did not need to be there, but they're there.
Yeah.
And not only are they there, they've got the detonators, which.
Yeah.
You know.
And they fit quite well as well. You've got one claymore and one detonator in each bag, and you know it's me blown away. Absolutely blown away.
So John Matrix, outside of the collection, is arguably the best figure in the collection so far. It's jaw-dropping.
It's an 80s child's wet dream.
Yeah.
It's class.
It's not going to appeal to everybody watching. It's not going to appeal to everybody that's been on the channel. When we put up the teasers that said it had arrived, we were going to make the video. It didn't get much interest. But like I say, as soon as it come up on Hot Toys for pre-order, it was grabbed because it's what we could sit and talk about the fit. It's made him want to go home and watch the film anyway. Yeah. And it's just one of those films when we grew up that if he comes, you've got to grab it.
Yeah.
And it's an unbelievable all-round score of 19 between the pair of us for that figure.
Yeah, so absolutely fantastic.
Let us know your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
It may not be something you know much about the film, but look at the figure. Type in Commando Schwarzenegger on Google, compare the figure to the pictures, because I don't think you're going to find much difference in it.
No.
Drop us some comments, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and you can catch us all over the internet at the minute on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah, youtube.com/LootTube, Twitter @LootTube, Instagram, The Loot Tube, and email us loottroopers@gmail.com with any comments, thoughts, questions. You know, are you struggling to find where to get these figures from? MB can help you with that. Loot Crates, I can help you with that. Coming up soon, whenever it eventually comes back into stock in the UK, because these have flown out, I've sank some cash on the BB-8 droid from Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that, aren't we?
Yeah. Although, you know, on this table,
Yeah.
set up an obstacle course
Yeah,
and
we're
see what
gonna-
happens.
We're going to run it across the laminate floor, man.
Yeah. So once that drops, we'll be getting together to do an impromptu unboxing on that, because it's not a figure, it's not a thing that I had planned. But being Star Wars, it appeals to me, and the fact that you can have a play about with it.
It looks
no-brainer.
cool, that.
It is quite
looks
cool.
really cool. If you haven't seen it, get on IGN. Just get on the internet and have a look at this droid,
Yeah.
because it looks so good.
It is a cool little thing. It's pricey, £130 in the UK, but
It's only gonna keep its value though, isn't it? It's,
yeah.
as you can tell by it selling out as soon as it did. It's just unlike anything remote control I've seen before, really.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
They all controlled through an app on your handset phone,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Anything next from Hot Toys?
It's all up in the air with the Hot Toys now, because I think that Hawkeye's getting brought forward, so that could be a bit of a gap breaker between now and Christmas, where there's a load coming through, which I need to save up for the shipping on. I know definitely November, December there's Thanos, there's the Incredible Hulk, and there's Thor. In January there's another 3, I think, with I'd have to have a look, but I think definitely Quicksilver's coming out in January, which is another one, along with Scarlet Witch. So I think in the space of a month and a half, 2 months, I think we'll be looking at around about 6 or 7 figures, which is slightly worrying on the shipping front. But needs must. And the ultimate thing is, with the rewards points at the end of this, subscribe to the videos, watch what we go through, because at the end this whole thing ends on the Hulkbuster, which I think I need to charter a plane just to carry it to my house. It's I think just under 2 foot in height. But that is it. It ends the collection as it stands right now. I know MB's been eyeing up the Star Wars figures, but because of the shorter window on the pre-order, it's quite tight, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But we'll have another blog type video discussion going up.
Stay tuned to the channel for the Lootcast episode 1, which will be going up shortly, and we'll get together and do an episode 2.
Yeah.
Talk about a few more things, you know, we'll whittle on a bit more what we do on there. So yeah, keep it tuned. YouTube.
On the Hot Toys front, in episode 2, I'll talk a lot about if you were wanting to get into collecting Hot Toys, because I have sourced a UK stockist now that does do the payment plans, and it might seem a lot safer, you know, than thinking, well, I don't really want to get it from the USA. We'll go over like sort of costs and what you can save, but I've been through the costs based on both. I'll hit you up with the links to both in the next video, and we'll talk a bit about how the whole situation with the Hot Toys figures works. But I did like the Star Wars figure of the bad guy that was released this week.
Yeah, Kylo Ren looks fantastic, as does the First Order Stormtroopers as well. I think that's the only ones out.
Having them stood behind them.
I think there's just the 3, isn't there? There's Kylo Ren, the First Order Stormtrooper, and then the First Order Commander.
Yeah.
Which is slight variation on the main Stormtrooper.
But
yeah,
we'll talk about that in the video that's coming up.
Yeah, keep it tuned. YouTube.com/LootTroop. That's MB.
That's MB.
We are the Loot Troop. Goodbye.
Enjoy.